Shall we kick things off?
So thank you so much everyone for joining in. Welcome to the February's community call. Today we have Emir, co-founder and head of strategy at Union, and we'll be having Hussein from the tech team who is a principal engineer at Union, and they walk you through all the updates post the previous community call. So, without wasting time, let's get started. Over to you, Emir.
Thank you. Thank you, Loveneesh. We have a pretty packed agenda today, so I'm going to kind of give you guys an overview of what we're going to talk through. We're going to give you some updates on what happened in the past month, and honestly, like it almost feels like on just weeks since we had the last community call. Things have been moving really fast with Union. And then after that, we're going to give you some tech update with Hussein, some events, upcoming events where you can find us in real life and online. And we'll finish off with some cool alpha and some of the exciting things that's coming up next. To kick things off, we launched the Union dashboard. I guess that was the biggest update when we think of January. We had 100,000 users, and we gave away 4.1 XPs to this date. As you know, there's many ways to kind of engage with our dashboard. We had social missions where you can follow socials, participate in the ceremony, subscribe in the newsletter. We have some on-chain, retroactive on-chain missions that we hosted on Testnet 8, such as moving assets back and forth between Union Testnet, Sepolia, Berichain, Arbitrum, etc. And then we also had community badges or achievements that we gave away. So if you belong to ZK Goblin or Vana or Bad Kids or Slots communities, by now you should actually like see those badges and be eligible for the second phase of the NFT, which we're going to talk about more in a few minutes. And we also gave away ad hoc points. So if you guys voted on Kaito, we gave you 100 XP. We initially we were initially give it to like only people who allocates more than 60% of their votes. However, not too many of the community members were aware of that, so we decided to nix that. So even if you just gave us one vote on Kaito, you've received 100 XP as a courtesy from our team. So that should all be reflected in the dashboard. Speaking of Kaito, we are still in the process of getting a leaderboard. I think we're closer than ever. I think the key alpha there is we're also talking to some of the key Genesis NFT communities within Kaito to get their support as well. All of that is to say that we want to get to the leaderboard as soon as possible so that when you yap on the socials, it goes towards something, right? That's kind of our main goal. But at the rate in which we're kind of excelling in the leaderboard, I would say in the election process, I'm expecting us to have a leaderboard hopefully in a couple of weeks. Apart from that, we had Carol actually getting featured on Friendzone and 0x Research podcast. If you guys want to dive in a little bit deeper, like what Union does and the key ethos on which we started off this project, I highly suggest that you guys find those podcasts and give them a listen. On top of that, so this week we also had the Bear Chain launch, as you all know. Union was part of the RFB program, which means that if you participated in Testnet 8 missions with Union and Bear Chain, sending assets between Union Testnet and Bartio, after a certain threshold, we actually provided those wallet addresses to Bear Chain, and you received an airdrop from us. This again is a great example of us showing you that when you engage with Union Testnet, you're not only engaging with Union Testnet, but all the chains that are connected to Union, all the ecosystem projects that support us and Union supports down the line. These include Union ecosystem projects like Fluton, Escher, Spal. There's a lot of missions if you go to the dashboard on those ecosystem projects. So if you want some exposure in future opportunities with those projects, definitely feel free to engage with them early on. In terms of partnerships, we had one big partnership. this month. For those who've missed, it was with Babylon. We're super excited about this one. As you guys might know, Babylon brings Bitcoin security and proof of work timestamping capabilities to POS chains. And by becoming their intro partner, Union will be the transporter of many assets and LSTs in and out of the Babylon chain. This integration will feature some of our latest MPC-powered proving system, enhancing both privacy and reliability, and it will also feature state lenses and intents for enabling transfers under 2 seconds. So it will come with full suite of features that the team has been working on lately. On the events front, Nation Crypto actually, one of our validators and very valued LATAM partners for community building. They're awesome. They're amazing. They've been doing great so far. They've hosted already a ton of in-person events across LATAM, not just in Colombia, but in places like even Honduras and Mexico, as well as other surrounding regions. And this month, they actually hosted an event in Medellin, which they said went amazing. So glad to have them by our side. In terms of the upcoming events, Bradley Laws from Union Foundation will be representing Union at Consensus Hong Kong. So if you guys are in that area for Consensus, feel free to drop us a DM. He will be connecting with the local community there as well as some institutions. And then the US team, including Carol from Europe, will be in ETH Denver. So we will be there for almost a week. We are going to attend Multi-Chain Day, Modular Day, Bitcoin Renaissance Day by Babylon, and Ag Day. So if you guys want to catch us, feel free to drop by to one of those events.
So over to you.
AGM. Yeah. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm Hussein, guys. Sorry, like for my voice, I'm a bit sick. So tech update on Union. We are going to talk a bit about something that we don't often talk a lot, which is auditing status of all the components that we built and the one we forked and made change with. Specifically, what has been audited, what is still waiting, what is ready for mainnet, and how the process of auditing the final components are going. So as you may know, testnet 9 will be dropping anytime. We are doing like the final touches. There has been quite a lot of upgrades between testnet 8 and 9, which require a lot of re-auditing. So for instance, on the consensus layer, which is the Comet BLS engine we run, which is a fork of Comet BFT, it has been previously audited successfully without any change made for testnet 9, except upgrading the engine to the latest Comet BFT. So that require a recheck on the audit side just to be sure that the final version for mainnet is completely okay. Same thing for Cosmos SDK and all the modules we have been building in-house for staking, for instance. Maybe you know this technical detail, but on Union, staking is based on Epoch, which is not existing on Cosmos SDK. That's something we built in-house as well. So that has been upgraded as well, and we need a recheck. On the proving side, so the ZK part, which probably is the most exciting part for you all, right? Like ZK GM. The framework we rely on, which is built by Consensus, has been audited in 2022 and 2024. They have like, I think, 6 audits. You can find them on their respective repo. So Gnark and Gnark Crypto are basically ready for mainnet. which is, by the way, what will be powering Linea as well, the ZK rollup. So the proving backend of Galois is running the same thing as what Linea will be running. Speaking of the front end of the ZK part, which is the Comet VLS circuit, right? Like when we make a proof on union using Galois, we prove a state transition of the consensus, and that's a custom circuit. Built in-house, which maybe like was taking most likely 9 seconds in testnet 9 to be proving a new block. It has been lowered down to 6 seconds on testnet 9 with the latest version and a lot of upgrades. And there will be GPU proving coming for sub-second proofs, which will allow us to basically have one proof per block. So up until now, we had like a 6-second proof, which means that if we had, let's say, a 3-second block time, we would not be able to keep up 1 ZK proof per block. This will be leveraged by, this limitation will disappear with GPUs, and that will require a very small GPU compared to some like other ZK framework. Let's talk about like, for instance, RISC-0 or 16th SP1. When you run these systems, they usually need like clusters of GPU. On Union, similarly to like being able to run Galois on a single CPU server with like a decent CPU, which doesn't cost quite a lot, you'll be able to run this on a desktop with a basic like NVIDIA RTX, I don't know, like 3080 or something like this. The memory requirement is like 12 gigabyte, which is quite small for like recent GPUs. um, so the Comet VLA circuit has been fully audited as well. We can consider Galois mainnet ready. For Union B, which is the daemon, the node we ran, which include Cosmos, Comet VLS and all Cosmos SDK features, it has been previously audited as well. We did made some change on upgrading to Cosmos SDK 52 and latest Comet BFT. We did remove and streamline the node quite a lot, thanks to some upgrades made to Cosmosm, for instance, with new precompilers, etc. So that will need also a recheck. And regarding the contract, that's the most critical part right now. When we say the contract, like Union IBC and all the protocols we built on top, because you probably know that between testnet 8 and 9, what we did is rebuild a full IBC implementation purely in smart contracts, so what we call virtualization of the IBC stack, to allow us to extend IBC with new features that you may have read on the research um, on research.union.build, where we describe state lenses, how you can do batching, market making, extension to IBC, etc. So that was like the change needed to allow these features were like too big to fork IBC Go or anything else. So we decided to completely rebuild that. That includes like a huge set of solidity contracts and custom awesome contracts that needs to be audited and will be audited while testnet 9 is running. Um, that's the final bit before mainnet, basically. So once we have like this big audit going, basically most of them are just recheck, but the contracts need like full audit. Once this is live, we can like probably launch an alpha mainnet or something next to testnet 9.
So this means that, yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, Hussein, but some of the chains that we're integrating with right now, Movement, Babylon, Berachain, they will all roll out slowly on testnet 9, which means that we will be able to run some on-chain missions similar to how we did with testnet 8.
Yes. So the difference with testnet 8, I would say, is that in testnet 8 you had like quite a lot of chain at launch. Right now we onboard them one by one because the feature set is way bigger. So we want like to have all the features available for all the chains we deploy to, and also this will allow you guys that like use the dashboard daily or something to have mission coming on the way, like not like having a bloat of 100 things coming to the dashboard straight, more like an incremental uh, um, set of missions coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to see a Cambrian explosion of chains getting added to our network. That's super exciting. Obviously, that means more missions for you guys from an ecosystem standpoint, and obviously like more opportunities to gather more XPs. Coming up soon, I guess like another key update that we want to break this in this call is we're going to have an announcement, a more detailed announcement soon on this. But we've partnered with Crack Labs. They're basically like helping design incubation programs for projects. And we will be hosting the second season of our fellowship slash incubator program, whatever you want to call it, that we're going to run for 2 months. It's going to include technical workshops and online sessions. And this time we're aiming 50 teams in the program. So we're like expanding the scope way more than the initial fellowship program. Obviously, the teams will pitch their product towards the end of the 2 month mark, which is like May. And we will have 4 cohorts, including actually 5 cohorts, when I think about it. DeFi social economy, stablecoin infra, and DeFi AI, as well as market infra. So if you're interested in any of those cohorts or interested in incubating your own project within the union umbrella, then this is a perfect opportunity to do so. There will be more detailed announcement on this in the coming week. So please keep an eye out on the socials for that.
Yeah, one thing to add to that really quickly is that we're going to be accepting about 50 projects. So 50 projects, but then only 10 of those projects will move on to being a union fellow, where you'll get a lot of white glove support from our team and go to market support as well as, and we'll essentially shill you guys to the end of days. So it's going to be on an application basis, and then there will be a funneling from there into our fellowship program.
Super exciting. And then the second big thing coming up, and probably the one that you guys been waiting for, is the Whale Shark NFTs. We're excited to announce that we will be minting end of this week, as announced on the socials. We will be doing it in two main phases, actually three, if you think about it. The first phase will include trusted setup ceremony participants. So if you participate in the trusted setup ceremony, in a dashboard, you should have a role assigned to your name. That will give you access to phase one, which will take place on Thursday this week. And then the following day, we will be hosting phase two of the mint, with obviously like more participants if you are slots holders or Avana holders, and if you're eligible through any of our giveaways and so forth, then you're eligible for phase two. We're super excited because unlike some other projects, we actually feel 100% ownership on this initial Genesis NFT collection. It is something that the team has been working on quite a bit of since we started, actually, is 2 months ago. Our amazing artist, Anyo, came up with the collection, I believe, end of November. We have 2,500 pieces. The mint will be free as well, to mention that as well. But yeah, super excited for that in the coming months, in the coming days.
Yeah, Swiggy here. I want to add a couple things to that because I know we've got some questions with regards to the mint. As Amir said, the first 2 phases will be free. People are asking if they need stars tokens. By the way, it'll be on Stargaze. I believe you already said. If you need stars tokens, transactions on Stargaze should be gasless. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but you do need to activate the wallet if it's a new wallet. So if you used it before, should be fine. But if you have not, you're probably going to want to send a little bit of like stars dust to the wallet just to make sure it's activated. You can get stars for that on Osmosis or different centralized exchanges if that's what you want to go with, but use Osmosis. But like I said, like Amir said, 0 fee or price for the first 2 phases, should be gasless. You should be good. I think that was the main questions we had on that.
Super exciting.
Great. So now we'll move forward to the questions. Just checking, am I audible, everyone? Hello,
Yeah,
can you
you're
hear me,
good.
guys?
Yes, we can hear you, Loveneesh.
Okay, great. So the first question is from Hola. He's asking when public testing for testnet 9.
Yeah. So I
Hussein?
think it can drop basically any time. Like we plan to have it ready. It's actually running. By the way, we do transparent stuff. We just want it to be perfect and seamlessly integrated with the dashboard. So just stay in touch. It's going to drop anytime. And I think you guys will be excited about like all the features we have on the new app.
Amazing. The second question is how to get OG role on Discord. So basically, if you have joined in the Union Discord server before 14th November 2024, that is the only way to get the OG role on Discord right now. But there might be a possibility to get it later. Like we can have some further criteria to get the OG role on Discord. Moving on to the next question, it's from King Nana. He's asking the mint will be on Cosmos and how do we get these star tokens? So, as Stephen already answered, the mint will be gasless for the whitelist stages and the price will be 0 stars. So, you will probably not need to get pay anything, but your wallets need to be activated. So if it's a brand new wallet, just send some star tokens to get it activated, and you can either buy them from Osmosis or you can buy them through a centralized exchange. Next question is from Small Pepper. When will we open regional language channels? Over to you, Stephen. This question.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be the simple answer is after we get the mint taken care of and testnet 9 publicly ready to go, those will be added. So we'll probably throw out some polls or just kind of do an informal poll of which language channels are the most desired. So kind of pay attention to the Discord for that, but we'll start adding them as we go, and the ones that have the most activity, keep around.
Gotcha. So the next question is from WooMate. He is asking regarding the testnet 8 rewards on the dashboard. So most of us failed to meet up with the number of transactions. Does this mean we are not getting reward for it? Hussein, if you can take this up, or Emir.
It really depends because you actually do get rewards retroactively. The rules of how much you get is it really depends on the missions. I haven't looked at every single mission, but there will be achievements, not really missions, because missions are current. Achievements for anything that you've done on testnet 8, as long as it fits into the criteria that we outlined.
Gotcha. So the next question is from Andel.
Well, hold on
Double
one second on that too. Something important to note on the testnet 8 rewards. Yes, those are for the taskbar ones. However, there will be testnet 9 quests as well.
Yeah, important to mention that, like we've touched on a little bit, there will be more missions coming out, not only just social missions and community missions, but on-chain missions, a lot of them. So you will actually get more opportunity than testnet 8 to participate and get more points. So I would just focus on what's coming up next, and we'll make sure that some of the retroactive stuff is also in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to add something on this as well, if I may.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Also, you guys like to be aware that the dashboard is not like a one-shot thing we build just to be running for testnet 9 and on mainnet just dropping it. The idea is we will be running testnet 9 next to mainnet. So you may know that this is the last testnet phase before being on mainnet. And the idea is whenever we want to roll out new features or test new features based on the stack we deployed or new integration with chains, they will be onboarded first on testnet 9, which means that the flow of mission and achievement will basically be continuous and not terminating once mainnet launch. So you will always have a chance to contribute on your dashboard missions.
So the gist is keep contributing. So over to the next question. The question is from Andel445. The question is, I believe Union is a community-oriented project, yet it baffles me to know that a short-term Kaito voters would secure XP averagely equivalent to testnet participants, which gave them advantage to scale up leaderboard easily. What good Kaito voting would bring to Union build that favors voters more than the testers?
Yeah, so
So, and
yeah, I can take that. The reason why we wanted to incentivize Kaito voters is because if Union actually like ends up getting its leaderboard, it's not just good for Union, right? It's actually good for the community. We will be allocating a certain percentage of tokens down the line just for this initiative. So people who yap about Union on the socials will be rewarded. Right now, there's no mechanism for Union to see who wrote ZKGM, who replied the most under our tweets, or who like talked about Union the most, who wrote the most comprehensive threads about Union. Like these are the things that really like help us get the brand name out. And Kaito is the only platform that actually, in a fair way, analyzes and like gather these metrics for us. So that's the whole idea behind getting the Kaito leaderboard. One thing that we didn't want to do is like obviously like unlike some other projects, like bribe our way into getting a leaderboard. We wanted to keep this as community driven as possible. And for that reason, we wanted to give a little bit of a reward to those who voted for Union. We allocated 100 XP for this mission, just to incentivize. But in the grand scheme of things, I guess like including the retroactive missions and the future-looking missions, 100 XP is not going to like put you on top of the leaderboard. It's not going to be like enough to put you on top of the leaderboard. You'll have to do more things if you click more on the testnet. If you help us battle test our testnet 9, you will be rewarded more for that for those kind of things. So I hope that's clear.
yeah, very well defined. So the next question is from the clever Frosh Sam. He's asking, is there any plan that will prevent bots in participating in the minting? This is with respect to wandering whale sharks. So
Yeah, so
we'll
I
be
can take
having.
this a little bit. When it comes to the trusted setup ceremony, the stage one, it's already a difficult product, like kind of thing to bot in the first place. We've also gone through and checked for, obvious signs of people who botted the ceremony. So that one should be pretty good for not having a lot of bots on the whitelist, and then it is not terribly oversubscribed. When it comes to stage two, of course, the best thing about that is one of the reasons we include NFT communities, we include specific giveaway winners, things like that, is they're also much less likely to be bots. Did you have something to add to that, Loveneesh?
Uh, I guess you covered everything up. So hopping up to the next question. It's how can one get whitelist for the mint aside from participating in the ceremony? Stephen?
Yeah, so the best thing you can do there is look at the announcements channel right now. There will be several links that will tell you everything you need to know. You can also go to Whale Sharks NFTs, and you'll be on Twitter, and you will see all of them there as well. Basically, the stage one are trusted setup ceremony contributors, not including the Union Labs team. By the way, nobody on the core team will mint on any of the stages. So that is the way you're going to do stage one. Stage two are OGs in the Discord, which we discussed earlier, people who joined before November 14th. It's also sloth holders, V holders, and goblin holders. And you can see threads that will tell you exactly how to do all of those, just the specific steps. Most of them will include connecting to the dashboard.
Sounds good. Maybe like Brittany, if you can drop the thread link in the chat, that would be great. People can go through that. Hopping on to the next question. Someone is asking, my whitelisted wallet is a Union wallet. How will my Cosmos wallet be able to mint? Stephen?
Yeah, so something to know about most Cosmos, and I mean Cosmos is in the ecosystem wallets, is that you can convert them to another one. It's not true across the board, but it is true, for example, for Union wallets, Cosmos wallets, Stargaze wallets, quite a few others. So most people, provided either a Cosmos or a Union wallet, you will actually mint to your Stargaze wallet, but we can take that one that you have and convert it to your Stargaze address. So if you submitted any valid Cosmos ecosystem wallet, we'll convert it. The repo will go up with the repo for stage one will go up with both the wallet that you submitted as well as the Stargaze wallet address that you will mint with. And then for the stage two, we'll also put a repo up. It will just show the Stargaze wallet because that's what we're pulling from the dashboard.
Okay, the next question is also mint related. Can we get the estimated participants for stage one and two NFT mints?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you stage one, I should say. For stage one, it is about 2,300 wallets, give or take. For stage two, we're not sure yet. Reminder, everybody who is an OG sloth holder, V holder, and goblin holder, you have until Thursday to register with the dashboard to get on that list. I don't know how many are on it right now. That stage is liable to be pretty oversubscribed. One thing I would also note to people is, with a first stage that's only a little bit oversubscribed, it would not be surprising if the first stage doesn't mint out. It might, but it wouldn't be terribly surprising that, a 10-15% of people just aren't able to mint, don't catch the news in time, don't care, whatever. Don't know why they wouldn't care. That's wild. So there might be some leftover from stage one going to stage two, but stage two, it could mint out on that stage.
Got it. So the next question is from Danis Straits. He's asking, during testnet 8, we used both Cosmos and EVM wallets. Which one will be used to see our contribution when testnet 9 comes on board? Hussein, if you can take this up.
Yeah, so any transfer you made, you should have both your wallet connected to the transfers, so both ends. So through the backend we have and the indexing we do, we are able to reconstruct basically whenever you received or you sent assets. So if we want your union address, even if you sent from, let's say, Spolia using your EVM wallet, we know that the transfer was made from you, basically. So that there is no fear in where are you doing your transfer when using and interacting with testnet 9. We basically
Got
have
it.
all the information, if that makes sense.
That's the beauty of
Oh.
Union, is that you don't actually need a bridge or bridge tokens or assets, even if when we're mainnet, right? We are the bridge ourselves. So when you interact with Union Testnet, you're interacting with EVM and Cosmos and Union indirectly, obviously. So we do have a record of both your wallets.
Sounds great. So the next question is from Jerry. He got his PC wiped and lost his secret key from the contribution phase of trusted setup ceremony. He's asking if he can access or get hold of the secret key via the contribution site anyway.
So sorry, can you
Hussein?
repeat the question?
So, Jerry lost his secret key of the contribution from the trusted setup ceremony. He's asking if he can get the secret key back anyway.
No, so one thing to understand is the secret of the PGP key used on the ceremony page. So that is used to sign your own contribution. So if you did the ceremony, you know that when you log in, we ask you to generate a PGP key. You then contribute and sign your contribution with this key. If you lose it, it's not really a big deal, unless we want you to sign something later to prove that you contributed, which is not the case. So the idea behind this PGP key is just for anyone to claim that they contributed and prove to third parties that it's not a union that ran all the contributions. So we could state, oh, this guy did contribute, he signed his contribution, and you guys know the private key and are the only one to own it, and you will be able to find a message stating that you actually contributed. That's the sole reason for this PGP key to exist. Otherwise, union will be able to generate generate contribution on your behalf. So we could be running, like, you could be running a ceremony which is fully fake, and we will be generating fake a contribution. No one would notice, but these keys allow you to be sure that this is not happening. Like, union is not tampering with your contributions. So if you lose it, there is no big deal behind this. It's just that, like, you won't be able to sign and prove that you contributed.
Got it.
By the way, that's the
So,
reason behind, like, the PGP key. If you lose it, it's fine. It's because you most likely registered your wallet. So we know, like, we have a link between the keys and the wallets. Unless you didn't register the wallet, in which case you would be in a bad shape.
got it. Moving to the next question, it's regarding the XP on the leaderboard. So the question is, what of those whom pre-registered for validator with CLI, since it is just 600 people, wouldn't it be possible to award XP to them on the dashboard? Anyone who wants to answer this?
Emir, you want
Could you
to
repeat the
speak
question
up?
again?
So the question is, some people pre-registered for validator with CLI, and the number of the people registering is around 600. Can we get some XP awarded to them on dashboard?
On the dashboard, I believe we do have some XPs to validators. Was that the question?
It's
I don't
for
know.
the
I don't know
ones
if
who
we
pre-registered.
do, but so when it comes to kind of adding, the dashboard is definitely focused mostly towards, achievements that a wide community can accomplish. We haven't thought about doing it for validators. Um, that probably would be something we would want to do when there's the possibility for more people to become validators. As we're first standing up, mainnet, we're going to use, like, the people that we're going to use, a few, get them onboard slowly, and then, later on it'll be completely open. Might be worth adding it there, but for the time being, I think that'll just end up a lot of people, you know chasing after it. Probably, I wouldn't expect it soon, is what I'm trying to say. But we'll put it on the list. If it makes sense, we'll add that.
Gotcha. So we'll consider this, and well, you'll see on dashboard if that's going to be. So next question is, why do we need stars to activate our wallet?
Yeah. So on the stars thing for the wallet, it's basically so that Stargaze the chain, knows your wallet exists. Well, make it simple. I think if you have never done anything on Stargaze with the wallet, and some Starty from Stargaze just came in. I'm going to read their message in a second. You just send a few stars there if you want to be safe. Then you just send some stars there to be sure. Starting from Stargaze here says, Stargaze does not require gas fees to mint. However, you need to first activate your account, aka do some transaction on your Stargaze account, like sending some dust stars to it. They are also implementing gas above 10% block space. So their advice to all, do not change the gas manually. Changing the gas manually does not make you does not put you to the front of the line. It just slows down everything for everyone else. So basically, if you've never used your Stargaze address, this would be on a Kepler or Leap wallet, send a few stars, which you can get on Osmosis to it. They're not necessarily going to be expended, but then you're going to be good when the mint comes.
Sounds amazing. So, the next question is from Godwin DeFi. He's asking, will there be a OG role for active contributors?
We have roles for GitHub contributors. We have roles for well, I guess like XP is coming for people who contribute on the socials, who moderate the Discord. So it really depends on what we mean by the definition of contribution. But yeah, we do have plenty of missions and achievements around that.
So I guess the question was more on around like the contributors who joined Discord late, can they be rewarded OG role in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no current plans to give other ways to get the OG role. I would not be surprised if that happens later on. The initial idea is that we set the cutoff for people who joined the Discord in year one of Union. So that's the definition of me to an OG, somebody that's been there from the get-go and really been supporting Union. As time goes on, there will undoubtedly be people who come late that absolutely, demonstrate that level of support. So as time goes on, I think there will be other ways to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
I was just
Gotcha.
gonna say,
Sorry.
it is to say that if you're on this call right now, you're not late. You're actually okay. You may not be like the earliest or OGest, but still you are somewhere in between, right? There's going to be plenty of missions, plenty of new opportunities, and we haven't even like launched publicly Testnet 9. Mainnet's coming, and this dashboard is not going to be grandfathered when those milestones come in. We're actually going to add more missions, and we're going to keep this rolling. So it's never late to be involved in any shape or form. Just keep an eye out on the dashboard.
Sure. So we'll be taking up the last three questions now. Uh, Next up is from Montalo. He's asking, can the team consider the first 500 or 100 participant in the testnet 8 for whale shark whitelist?
Yeah, so the whitelist stages are set. There's not really I'm not going to make any changes to them right now. The thing that I would say is just to point back to just what Emir said. Like everybody, especially if you're in this call right now, you are early. There will be many opportunities to to contribute, to provide value, to receive rewards, to do cool stuff, to help build this network. And especially people who are testing in testnet 8, the first few participants, there's going to be quite a few opportunities for people like that. So no, we can't change the whitelist stages at this point, but stick around. There's a lot coming down the pike. And always, by the way, remember that the Wandering Whale Sharks will be giving away have kept back some to do giveaways as time goes on. So you definitely want to follow the Whale Shark NFT's Twitter account pay attention to the Discord here. There's going to be more opportunities to just straight up, win an NFT down the line.
Yeah, exactly. We're constantly talking to other projects, their NFT collections. So even after the mint, Whale Strike NFTs will be giving away on other projects and so forth. So just keep an eye out on those socials as well.
Got it. Hopping on to the next question, it's by Nathan. He's asking, how does unions approach that code is law differentiate from other competitors in the market that run permission systems?
Yeah.
Hussein.
Can we repeat the question, please? Or like, can I read the
So,
question maybe?
sure. How does unions approach that code is law differentiate from other competitors in the market that run permission systems?
Okay, good question. It's a question like a lot of people is asking are asking whenever we meet them or something like in events and even online. So the question of how like we differentiate on Codi's law with the competition is um, relying on the fact that so union when we say code is low and everything is decentralized, it means that you as a user or like anyone interacting with the protocol is able to do everything union is doing in a cheap and effective way. And make it like affordable for like really low end computers. Um, and I think that's a big differentiation because if you take a lot of competition, so some of them are like trusted, well, that's completely off the game. Some of them are using based on multisigs, which are not based on pure finality of chains, which is like more math or like not following consensus of the chain, but rather having like let's say 2 out of 3 multisigs, these kind of things. Um, Union, on the other hand, purely rely on light clients, which is based on finality on the chains we are connected to. So we fully replicate the way the consensus is checked on the counterparty chain, but like in an effective way. And you, as a user, if you were to do a transfer to any of the chain we are connected to, you will be able to run and fulfill your transfer alone without union at all. So just running galloys generating your own ZK proof, using your own relayer and everything. So you could definitely be building off your small computer, running Voyager to relay your own transactions and generating your own ZKPs. And that would not require a cluster of GPU, a cluster of server or anything. It will be really effective, really fast, and without costing you any money. So the question, like the difference with the competition, I think is lying here, specifically with the one that claims to be trustless, because some of them are running, let's say, full nodes for all the networks they are connected to, etc. So you would not be able, let's say, if you interact with their protocol, to run and fulfill your transfer yourself. So if they go down, if they decide to stop the contracts or something, your funds will be basically locked, which is something Union won't be able to do because everything is permissionless and there will not be any whitelisted address of relayer or like anything of this kind allowing only Union or to relay or like any third party or allowing us to basically wipe some people off the protocol. So this is, I think, the important point.
Got it. Very well explained. Thank you so much for the explanation, Hussein. So, hopping on to the next question, could Union's IBC stack be used for roll-up to roll-up bridging on Ethereum?
I think I can take it again. Yes. Very good question. So that's something we also like that has been like completely solved with state lenses. So the way you do roll up to like cross roll up transfers for like on Union, we will have the contracts on the first roll up and the second roll up, and if you use like more traditional bridges, you will need to bridge to Union to then go to the destination. With state lenses, we completely make the hop opaque, which means that you will be able to do like transfer from one rollup to another through union, with union being opaque. So you, as a protocol developer or as a user, you just do a direct transfer to the destination. That's something you will figure out also in testnet 9, because at launch we already have something like Holesky to Sepolia instant transfer, which is if Holesky and Sepolia were rollup to rollup transfers.
Got it. And taking up the last question of the day from Sam, did you guys already choose validators for the upcoming testnet? And how many validators will be there in this testnet and mainnet?
We had about 110 active validators in testnet 8. As we roll out this new testnet, we're going to start with the ones that supported us from the get-go, with like a dozen of them. And as we expand, we will continue announcing, but we're going to start with a small set of validators first and then go from there. If there's any specific questions on this, they can DM me again. Any validators who are interested in running a node on Union Testnet 9, feel free to DM me.
Gotcha. So that was it on the questions, and if any question is left unanswered, please feel free to drop your questions in the general chat, and our mods and team members will hop in to answer all your queries. So thank you so much everyone for joining in today's monthly update call. We'll see you soon next month with a lot of updates, with updates regarding testnet 9, a lot of chains being working on testnet 9, U Combinator, and there is a lot coming up. So have a great day everyone. ZKGM.
CKGM.
KGM.
Thank you so much, Emir, Hussein, and